Yes, sir. We are live on Zoom as well as on YouTube. Good morning, participants. Welcome to the live session for the course Introductory Animal Physiology. Our instructors, Dr. Manish Kumar sir, Dr. Thulasiraman sir, and Dr. Mukesh Kumar sir are here with us. Please feel free to join on Zoom and interact with them directly. Or if your internet connectivity is not that good, then you can watch the event on YouTube and post your doubts on the YouTube chat box. Thank you. Just a second, sir. We received few questions. I will post one by one those questions on the Zoom. Or else I can share the screen as well, sir. That's easier rather than... Are you able to view this?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
the first question is, sir, please provide us study material, soft copy, at least the PPT, what you are teaching every time. We can't see the videos. It will be helpful for our reference, and please provide more time for doing assignment. Some be unable to attend the course on time. So that's the question. So one is related to PPTs. They are asking for the lecture notes, or PowerPoints or PDFs, whatever you have taught. So that is the one thing. And second thing is related to extending the assignment due date. That is not possible, sir, because the due dates are fixed. The students are expected to submit the assignments within the time frame. So related to the PowerPoint, are you planning to give any PPT, sir?
No, study material is already being provided, no?
Okay. Okay, so then in that case, I will just ask our NPTEL team member to check whether it is available or not. In case if it is not available, I will request our NPTEL team member to publish on the portal, sir, the study material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
study material and PPT and soft copy of the PPT cannot be shared. They have
Okay.
to actually they have to go through the courses. Our aim is to they have to listen the video, audio, and they have to read and they have to learn about it. If they have any query, we are always welcoming them. We are always available for them. They can ask anytime any query, and we all three will with we all three together will be always able to means clear their doubts. And even though if they want to know something extra, then the courses they can call, means they can post the questions and we will answer for it. We will try to satisfy them with the answers and with proper reference. And they want will say that some reference books are already given. If they want more, we'll give some more references so they can go through it and they can learn it. And in that, if they are getting any doubt, they can means get it cleared by any one of us out of these three course teacher. So that will be better. Giving soft copy of the PPT will not be possible, and it will not be, I think, good practice as well, because they have to, once they have enrolled the course, they must go through it and they should learn and they should ask questions. They should interact with us. Then only it will be beneficial for the students.
Exactly, sir. Fine, sir. And a student has joined on Zoom, Miss Priya. Priya, do you have any doubts? Can you unmute yourself? So our three instructors are here. Do you have any doubts? You can unmute and speak. Otherwise, you can post your queries on the Zoom chat as well, whatever is convenient for you. Okay, maybe we'll give some time. Now we will go to the next question posted on the Google response sheet. So the next question is, why do cows have a higher lymphocyte count than neutrophils, and how does this impact their susceptibility to bacteria versus viral infections?
This is actually species differences are there, and they are means it has been established in that different species like cloven-footed animal will have the high count of lymphocyte as compared to that of the neutrophils. Okay, so this is the species variation as we are talking about the different species. So these are the normal in the different species, and they are actually adapted to that count of the cells for their immunity and to fight against the different type of pathogens, including bacteria, virus, and whatever the different pathogens are there. So it is not means like that why it is there, because this is the species variations are there. In that it is a normal. This is the normal value what we are teaching it. So in the alteration in that means indicates the some type of disease or infections that depends on.
Thank you, sir, for providing the answer for that query. Now, the third question is, how does the oxygen carrying capacity of blood differ between various domestic animals, and how does this affect their endurance levels? Are you able to view this question, sir?
Yeah, that oxygen carrying capacity of the different animal that depends on the concentration of hemoglobin in that RBC actually, and the number of RBC present in that. If that number of hemoglobin is having more, so how they binds to the oxygen, okay? That means hemoglobin. If hemoglobin is more, that means it will be able to bind to the oxygen more, and they will be able to carry the more oxygen to the required sites. And if that number of hemoglobin or amount of hemoglobin is less, so then oxygen carrying capacity will be less in that animal. So that because as we know that oxygen is being carried out by the hemoglobin only, so that hemoglobin plays the vital roles in that.
Thank you, sir. Let's move on to the next question. So, do different species have varying thresholds for pain perception, and how does this influence veterinary pain management strategies? That's the question, sir.
Yes, yes. Actually, the simplest way to answer this question is that when we say the different species, right? So every individual have the different capacities. So the pain threshold for me is not equal to the same threshold for you for others. Okay. So definitely there is a intraspecies itself, there is a difference means then you can imagine about the different species. So definitely there is a threshold variation is there in the pain perception. And moreover, if there is a pain, this pain is influenced by there are different attributes for any type of stimulus, including pain. So the first one is that related with the modality. So modality means mostly it is related with the what is the type of energy transmitted by the stimulus, such as what type of neurotransmitters are released in the neuronal junctions. So depending on that, there will be an excitatory postsynaptic potential or the inhibitory postsynaptic potential. So it varies with the neurotransmitter. That is first one. Then second is that location from where the pain origins. So if some stimulus is generated at the tip, or some pain stimulus is coming from this area, or some pain stimulus is originated from this area, it's all different. Okay. So the location also influences the pain attributes. And the next is that intensity. How much amplitude? Amplitude means how intensified that pain is. For example, simply if you are touching means that will create a small stimulus. Okay. Whereas if you are continuously pricking with any sharp object, that increases the stimulus more. So this is another attribute. The first attribute is modality. Then second attribute is the location. Then third attribute is the intensity of the stimulus. That means the amplitude, response amplitude, or the frequency of action potential generation, you can say. And the last one is the duration, how long the stimulus persists. So these are all some of the attributes which influences the pain threshold. Okay. And then definitely the answer is yes, for species variation is there. And depending on the species variation, we have to go with the pain management strategy. For example, I cannot use the same dose for producing an analgesic effect for a buffalo and then a cow. Okay. Mostly in veterinary medicine, what happens is that we used to decide the dose rate based on the weight of an animal and then how much muscular it is. So I cannot give the same dose rate of analgesic. For example, some painkillers, NSAIDs, you can say, paracetamol, you can say. Okay. So a diclofenac, any type of NSAIDs you take for analgesic to produce analgesic effect, I cannot use the same dose rate for cow as well as buffalo. So definitely it differs. The answer is yes. How all the fingers are not same way the species difference is existing. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for answering that query in a very descriptive manner. Let's move on to the next question posted by the student. The question is, how do different species optimize oxygen uptake and utilization during physical exertion?
Yes.
How do different species optimize oxygen uptake and utilization during physical exertion? That's the
Yes,
question.
yes. Actually, during exercise, as we all knows, means cardiac output is increasing and our respiratory frequency are increasing. So as we are doing exercise, the requirement for the means oxygen to the muscles and all the tissues are, especially the muscles, are increasing. So in all the species, this is the normal phenomenon which is taking place in all the species, including the human being. But only difference is there in case of the horse and dog. In case of the horse and dog, as we know that they are the active runners. Horse and dogs are the active runners. So only a species difference is there in horse and dog. So what is happening here in horse and dog? They have a special kind of mechanism is taking place that is called as a splenic contraction. So splenic contractions, during splenic contraction, extra amount of RBC is coming into the blood. So extra amount of RBC means the extra amount of oxygen these two species, especially the horse and dogs, are getting. So that's why these horse and dogs are able to cope up the whatever the strenuous physical exercise compared to that of the other species. Normal species, all the phenomena which are taking place during exercise are taking place that our cardiac output is increasing, requirement of oxygen is increasing, and all the things are taking place. But the only difference is there in case of the horse and dog, where due to the splenic contractions, more amount of RBC are going into the blood. And as we know that in the hemoglobin is oxygen carrying means things. So the oxygen is carrying by the hemoglobin which is present in the RBC. So if more amount of RBC is there, means more amount of oxygen will be provided, and then that's why these species are able to means cope up the situations. So that is the correct answer for that thing.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering that query raised by that student. Let's move on to the next question. The question is, how does the gut microbiome influence digestion efficiency and overall health in domestic animals? That is the question, sir.
Uh, Actually, this gut microbiome means that in the gut, that means in the stomach or intestine, that different microbes are there. As we know that the plant cellulose and hemicellulose cannot be digested by the enzymes. For to digest these cell walls, plant cell walls, we need to have the microbes. So there are certain numbers of the microbes are there in the gut of the animal, that is bacteria, protozoa, and fungi. These are the microbiomes. These are the microbes which are essentially required for the digestion of the food consumed by the animals, and their particular required numbers are also important. So these, if these microbes are in the normal level, normal concentration, so then that whatever that animal will eat, they will attack on that and they will break down into the smaller sizes. They will break down the cell wall of the plant, and then enzymes and different hormones will act on it, and they will digest the nutrients, that is, the protein, carbohydrate, and fat. But but before that, this bacteria, protozoa, and fungi are very important in order to digest these food particles consumed by the animal. So if their numbers are not in the proper or sufficient, so then they will not be able to digest it properly. So that's why this that means the number of or these microbes are playing important role in the digestion of the food particles in case of the animals like herbivores. Okay, and even for us also, like for human also, some types of the bacteria are required, like lactobacillus we are taking, curd we are taking, in that it is there. So especially in the animals, these three like bacteria, protozoa and fungi are very important. And if that animal is healthy, their numbers will be like constant, or they will be constant in the sense in the normal range, so that they will be able to attack on the food particles. They will be breaking down the food particles in the smaller size and making available for the enzymes to act on it, and they will digest the protein, fat, and carbohydrate, and they will convert again further with the help of pancreatic enzymes and bile secretions, and they will be making available for the absorption of those nutrients. So these microbiomes are very important, and if their numbers are not there, then the digestion will not be proper, and animal will not eat properly, because that whatever they have eaten, they are not being digested properly, and they will different type of complications will be there. Bloat will be there, and undigested fat may come into the feces. If more undigested fat will come and the things will come, that means it is getting excreted out. So these microbiomes are very important, and they are crucial for the digestion to takes place properly in the
Thank you so much,
animals.
sir, for explaining that very in a detailed manner. Now, the last and final question is, what are the key hormones involved in lactation, and how do external factors like diet or stress influence milk yield? That's the final question, sir.
Actually,
Yeah.
am I
Yes.
audible, right?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
So here actually there are two parts are there. I mean, three parts we can say. The first one is that what are the key hormones which influences the lactation? That is the first question. And the second part of the question is that what are the external factors such as diet or stress and how it influences the milk yield? That is the next aspect of the question. So hormones are play a crucial role in lactation or the milk production in animals. So as we know that the chief hormone in milk yield is that milk production is that prolactin. The name itself is suggests it is before lactation. Pro means before, lactin. Lactin means related to lactation. So prolactin hormone. Mostly this prolactin hormone, its main function is lactogenesis. So lactogenesis means initiation of the lactation, and then the cell differentiation. Cell differentiation means the different mammary cells, the alveolar cells, and the somatic cells. So these differentiation it requires this hormone, and then milk protein gene expression it is required. So these are the important functions of the prolactin hormone. The next important hormone is the growth hormone. How a growth hormone play a major role in the growth of an animal. Equally, it is also playing an important role in the milk production also. Okay, so it stimulates the milk production in conjunction with the other hormones such as prolactin. The third important hormone is that oxytocin. Oxytocin, its main function is for milk ejection, or we can say milk let down process. So what it does is that it simply squeezes um, the myoepithelial cells which is present in and around the alveoli. So as it squeezes, the myoepithelial cells get squeezes, so leads to the squeezing of the or contraction of the alveoli, leads to the movement of the accumulated milk globules from inside that alveoli to the ducts. So by this way, it causes the ejection process. So the next important hormone is that T3, T4, that is the thyroid hormone. So thyroid is mainly responsible for the basal metabolic rate. So basal metabolic means it is related with the metabolism. Metabolism means how after digestion it gets absorbed, and then the metabolism, that means breakdown of the particles and then energy consumption. So these are all related. So that means the thyroid hormone it is related in the milk production is that it stimulates the oxygen consumption. Oxygen consumption get increases. That means more oxygen the cells will get. As a result, enzymes will utilize it for the oxidative processes, and then it synthesizes the milk constituents. And also, this thyroid is responsible for the protein synthesis, and then it helps to increase the milk yield. Due to that reason, even the thyroproteins also can be provided to an animal exogenously to increase the milk yield. And the next is that the parathyroid hormone or thyrocalcitonin, you can say. So this is responsible for the calcium and phosphate metabolism. I am just discussing the basic mechanism of the basic functions of the hormones only. So if anyone studied the endocrinology properly, so definitely they know the role of the thyrocalcitonin, parathyroid hormone, and its crucial role in the calcium and the phosphate metabolism. So milk also is a rich source of a calcium. So that is how it influences the milk production. The next is that insulin, as you all know that insulin is responsible for the glucose metabolism. Same way here also, we need glucose for the synthesis of lactose. Okay. And then next is that the glucocorticoid hormones. The glucocorticoids are responsible for the initiation and maintenance of the lactation. Then mineralocorticoids. So mineralocorticoids means aldosterone hormone that is responsible for the electrolyte and the mineral metabolism. Already we have taught detailedly about the influence of the mineralocorticoids in the electrolyte and mineral metabolism during the renal physiology. So the same type of mechanism or the functions it will play even in the lactation system also. And the next is that epinephrine and norepinephrine, as everyone knows that it is a stress hormone. That means it obviously inhibits the milk ejection. And next is that estrogen and progesterone. Of course, I should have discussed about the estrogen and progesterone in the initial, but so that everyone would have listened. So that's why I'm discussing about estrogen and progesterone at the end. So estrogen is responsible for the mammary ductal growth. This is very, very important. So the estrogen hormone is responsible for the ductal growth, and then the progesterone hormone is responsible for the lobulo-alveolar growth. So for a lactation system, I always tell my students that lactation system is nothing but it is like construction of a house. So how you will construct a house? For that, you need a way to reach any place. So the first and foremost thing is that you have to create a way. This creation of way is called as a ductal system. That means it is a road. So through that road, you will reach a place where you will start the construction. Okay. So that area where you are going to construct, that is called as the lobulo-alveolar growth. So that is called as alveolus. So first and foremost thing is that the estrogen hormone will come and play a role for making the road, and this road will go and ends at the point where you will construct the house, that is called as alveolus. So progesterone and estrogen is another important hormone. So estrogen is responsible for the ductal growth, and then progesterone is responsible for the mammary lobulo-alveolar growth. And then placental lactogen, the next important hormone which influences the milk production, that is, it helps in the mammary development. Okay, so these are some of the key hormones which involves in the lactation. Apart from that, yeah, there is a mammogenic complex, lactogenic complex, and the galactopoietic complex. From this itself, so we can say, for example, mammogenic hormone complex means estrogen, progesterone, prolactin, growth hormone. These four hormones will be called as a mammogenic complex. So, like that, there are different complexes are there. So, this is about the first part of the question, the key hormones involved in the lactation. And next is that how do this influences in the milk yield? So the very simplest thing is that all the animals eats for its maintenance purpose. Okay, we are also eating the food what for? Just to survive. But if we want to be more productive, we want to spend more time for doing something like research or anything else. These are all extra things. Living means what? Just get up, have little bit some small amount of food, and then so that you can sit, you can respire, and then again you can sleep. For this, you require a minimum amount of food. But if you want to do any work, for example, you are going to a job or you are going to study. These are all some of the additional things. So, how many additional things you are going to do? That much additional energy is required for you. Okay. Now, for this additional energy, when you require, obviously, there are some of the factors which influence also. Like, for example, I'm going to study. It is not an easy thing. I am going to study means there are many distractions are there for me when I am about to concentrate. So similarly, when the milk yield also happens, there are many factors which influences in the milk production. So the first and foremost is that like feed, like the environmental seasons influences the feeding processes. During winter season, we always feel hungry, so we used to eat more, right? Whereas summertime, we may not like to eat more. Instead of that, we drink more water, right? Similarly, the animal also does things. So this is one simple example how the environmental factors like the season influences the milk yield. So as a result, in summer season you can expect a lower milk yield, whereas in the winter season you can expect a higher milk yield, right? So and then the stress hormones. Yes, the epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol, it also play a major role. Whenever stress happens in our body, definitely we may not be that much productive in nature, right? We may not be in a position to think properly. We may not able to see the things clearly. We cannot able to differentiate the things clearly. So the same thing happens for even milk production also in the animals. So when stress comes, then obviously it hurdles, it make a hurdle or hindrances for the normal milk production purpose. So these are the answers for this question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for answering that final question. Now I'm going to stop the screen share. Let's take a question from Miss Priya. Priya, do you have any doubts? Can you unmute yourself? Maybe we'll wait for a minute, sir.
No issue.
Meantime, I will just check on the YouTube whether any question is posted over there, sir. Just give me a minute, sir.
No issue.
Just give me a minute, sir. No, sir. Nobody has posted any questions on the YouTube chat. Priya, since you are the only person joined on Zoom, please unmute yourself and ask your query.
If you don't have any question, at least please introduce yourself.
We don't know whether any issue from her end. Maybe mic problem, we don't know. Priya, even you can post your doubt on the Zoom chat. Please feel free to ask doubts. So it's a holiday, but in spite of that, our instructors are here. So please utilize those session. Let me just check how many registrations for the examinations are. Just a second, sir. I'll just screen share and then.
It's around 196 or 200. Yes, I guess.
Yes, sir.
200. Yeah.
Yes, sir. 200 exam registration, sir. And then examination is on 25th of April. So do you like to some exam tips on how to prepare, what questions they will expect, pattern of the questions, how many questions, something like that in general you can share, sir. It will be helpful for the students who have registered for the examination.
Manish sir, please, you start.
Okay.
Would you like to give some tips?
Yes, that questions will be like what we are taught. It will be from the study material only. It's and that if you will listen the video carefully, you will be able to answer the questions means easily. And questions is not that tough. It is just to check that whether you have acquired some knowledge or not. And if you have any query, means students have participants have any query, They can ask anytime any questions. They can post that questions and they can ask. I think one more live session will be there, no? As this courses of 8 weeks, one more live session will be there. So if somebody have not asked this time or they have missed it somehow, so they can collect the questions and they can ask the questions and they can get it clarified, their doubts, and they can just post the questions. And if they will go through the study material and they will listen the lecture, it will be sufficient for them to score a good marks, because we have tried to pick the questions from every class, every lecture, and as well as that questions would be like not that deep also, but it is means good questions. So they will, if they what we believe, we thought that if that the students are even though students who are not from the veterinary background, if they are from the life science, they will be able to easily answer the questions. It's not that too tough questions, but the only thing is that they have to go through the courses. They have to learn little bit, then only they will be able to answer. It is not that easy also that they won't go through the courses, they won't listen the video and they will be able to answer it. It's not like that. So I request the student participant to please, you have registered the course, so go through each and every lectures of the this course, and if you have any query, any questions, please note it down. If you are not able to post the questions then and there, so you can note it down and later on you can post the questions and we will be able to ask the we will be able to answer those questions. And students have one more chance to come on the live sessions and they can note it down and they can ask online also when we will be again coming on the live session, and they can get it cleared in their doubts. Dr. Tulsi, you tell something?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, the first question, it is about the assignment part, right? So, if I personally feel that if someone attends our course, right? So, what are the practical problems a student can face is that maybe our pace of the video is very slow, right? So we used to talk the pace of the video may be very slow. So due to that reason, students may not have patience to listen the complete video. So this is as if I am one of the student means definitely I have that issue. Okay. So what the students can do as an alternate is that they can go for a increase the speed, increase the speed in the video when they view in the YouTube, like 1.25x or 1.5x they can keep, and then they can listen the video, so that within short time they can able to complete the session also, and then 2 or 3 times also they can view, so they can understand the concept very well. And then so if they follow this practice, then definitely they can complete all the videos in due time, and they can submit the assignment also in due time. Many a times half an hour video means half an hour we may not have to sit and concentrate. So that is the main problem. So better increase the speed and try to listen, clear the concepts. If you have any doubt, please post. Okay. Yeah, I think Priya raised the hand. So she's having a query.
Yes, Priya madam, please go ahead. You can ask your doubt. Please unmute yourself. I think some network issue with her hand, sir, because she is getting disconnected and rejoining again and again. And watching the lectures at 1.25 speed is a good idea, sir, so that they can quickly. Maybe the first time they can watch it slow, normal speed, and second and third time while
Revision.
rewatching, sir, 1.25 or 1.5 is a very good idea, sir. Priya madam, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. Now I can some problem with my phone.
Yes,
I'm
we can
unable
understand.
to. Yes, sir. Sir, I seen some. I can't see full syllabus videos, but I seen a few lectures. due to my time constraints, some problems. Sir, some assignments I was unable to do. Can I get time for those assignments?
Ma'am, assignments submission timelines are time bounded. So we are already giving 10 days time to submit those assignments. I think
Okay, sir.
five 5 weeks of assignments, it's already closed. I don't think you can submit those assignments, but the remaining assignments you can submit it and try to get a very good score because for certification, a minimum score of assignment is also required. So it's
Okay.
very important that you should submit the remaining assignments with a high score so that you will pass that minimum criteria of 10 in order to
For
qualify.
assignments, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes. In order to qualify for the certificate and irrespective of submitting the assignments, one can go and appear for the examination. There is no problem in that. But for receiving the certificate, a minimum of score of 10 in the assignment is expected.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
try
sir.
to submit the ongoing and upcoming assignment without fail, madam.
Sir, this
And
course
one
will be
more issue
conducted
was,
every. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
one more issue is in the assignment also. What we three observed. Actually, Dr. Manish also, he already communicated an email to all the participants regarding that multiple submission is possible within the due time. Many students, what they think is that one time they are attempting and when they score 60% or 50% and they are not giving the second attempt. So
Okay, sir.
this quiz, they can do multiple attempts till you achieve the maximum score. That will help you also. So already Dr. Manish have communicated, written communication has been done by email. So please
Okay,
utilize
sir.
that one.
Exactly, sir.
Sir.
Multiple submission is enabled and the last submission will be taken into account for score calculation. So
Last
please
submission, sir.
use that
Okay,
feature.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this course will be conducted every year.
Yes, madam. It will be rerun next year also. Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, you can rejoin us as well. In case if you want to participate in this course again next year, you can
Yes.
enroll and register for the examination. The process is same.
But as
Process
you
is
have
same.
already means you are doing this course, so even though you have not submitted the 5 assignment, don't worry about it. You have 3 assignment more to submit. As sir has told that multiple submission of assignment you can do. Try to score 100% marks in that assignment so that I think you will clear that those problems of getting the minimum marks in the assignment and study well again now. You have now also you have sufficient time. Means around I think
25 days.
25 days is there with you. So you can go through the course and you can score good marks in that. And assignment which you have not attempted, but I think it will be visible now. Questions will
Yes,
be
sir. Yes,
visible.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that
Yes.
those questions you means note down and prepare answer for on that, and that will help you to means
Next time.
in the final examination. That maybe chances are there some questions will be repeated in that. So don't think that you have not means some attempted that quiz. So don't leave that. So please take all that quiz questions and solve it and get the correct answers for it so that it will be very much helpful for you to
Final examination.
for the final examination.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So any other questions related to subject, madam?
So subject at present nothing, sir. Actually, I told I not completely went through it. If I went through it, I will be having a lot of questions. That's
So
sure.
in one more live session will be there, Priya. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So if you have questions from backdated also, you write it down and next time you come with those questions, we will be able to solve you, means we will be able to give you answer for that.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Maybe 1 week prior to the examination, we can do another session, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's actually required, sir. It's actually required for us also.
Definitely, madam. We will do a session. We will just check with our instructors about their availability, and accordingly, we will plan to do a session 1 week prior to the examination. Sir, you
Okay,
can
sir.
send those details whenever you are free, na, sir. Send it to Lalti ma'am. We want to do a second live session on particular date and time, and then we will plan out a session, sir.
Okay, sure.
So if there are no other queries, then can we end the session now, sir?
So Priya, ask Priya that whether she want to ask any questions or that's all. Any type?
No, sir, no questions.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank
can
you,
we
sir.
close it now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you
So
so
thank you
much.
so much, sir, for your valuable time. Despite being a holiday, you joined and then explained all the doubts in a very descriptive manner. It's very helpful for the students. Since this event is recorded, we are going to publish it. Those who have not joined can watch this event and benefit from it.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Now we are closing, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, sir. Bye, bye, sir.